Welcome back to the Post Nerdism podcast. I'm going to stop saying the episode name because we're so popular. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm your host, Sean Lavender. Once again, joined with Chris Harris. And today, we've got Corey Van Unen
Hello.
as our special guest.
That's special. VIP
He's
ladies.
our special weekend guest. We just had Chris's birthday. He's an old man.
No.
No? No, it was like a month ago. 2 months ago. You'll never know. We just celebrated it, though. And so Corey has celebrated it harder than anybody else all weekend long. He's dedicated.
I don't have a home.
Absolutely dedicated. All right, and so today we're going to talk about things again, like we normally do. Let's talk about Destiny.
Destiny
What's the last time you played it, Corey?
1, Destiny 2,
No,
I'm
Destiny 1
assuming.
doesn't count anymore.
Destiny 1's dead. Wow. Well, that's kind of the same way with Destiny 2, to be honest. It had a very nice life, and then it died off.
You played the expansion, though, right?
I played through Trial, was it Osiris? Curse of Osiris. I played that with one character, and I think I played through the story with the second character, and I didn't go through with the third character. That says something. And I'm someone that likes to complete Destiny. Destiny 1, too many hours were spent in that game. Probably you were the only other one that played around the same amount of time that I did.
I think I had a bit more.
You had a little more?
I started
You're-
my characters over
You were
quite
a
a few times.
professional grinder.
And that was
if,
just one
if that's a
console.
thing.
Yeah. Waster of time is what it was.
But yeah, no. Destiny 2, I was looking forward to it. It was really fun to start, and then it teetered off real fast because they just didn't do their loot system right.
Yeah, the loot was, I guess, the biggest problem, but there was a magic that was missing. Wasn't there? There was something
Yeah.
else, because the loot was, I guess there's no reason to get it, because all you could do is collect it, and they didn't make you, or give you the vault space or anything to track your collections.
Well, and everything, there was no randomness to it. Because, like, D1, you had the random rolls. You had the, like, god rolls that you're always searching for, right?
Yeah.
This one, it's like, oh, look, I got that gun. I never have to get it again because it's always the same. Oh, look, here's an exotic. Wait, I can get more exotics very easily. Okay, cool.
Yeah, exotics were the only thing that you could really collect, and emblems,
Yeah.
and shaders. Nope, not shaders. Shaders were a
that's
sore
kinda
spot.
weird.
Oh,
too.
yeah. See, like, you didn't even get a chance to experience most of this. You, like,
No.
played, how long did you play?
It would be a very low amount of hours.
Yeah.
Probably under 100.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't even get to pass like 200 light, did you?
I'm pretty sure I've only got about
Did-
20 hours in the game.
Did you beat the
max.
campaign? I guess you would have then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kind of sad thing about the game is that it was just basically a story mode, a very short, unfulfilling one,
Yeah.
and then nothing to chase.
Yeah.
The raid was fun. I liked playing the raid. But
I would still play it if we have the people.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
what we were saying. I don't know if you listened to the one we did a few weeks ago about what would get us to play it. Basically, for me, it's like if Jerome and Wayne messaged one day, want to play Destiny, and then we could get you guys,
Yeah.
maybe we could find a sixth. Get Connor. I'm sure Connor would
Yeah.
log on.
Well, Connor was stepped up and became, like, the main guy of our group.
Yeah.
Basically because you were traveling.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would ever hold you the same way, though. I think that original Destiny just filled a different niche in a different time.
It was a different time for sure. We've all moved on in life too. Like we were saying, like Jerome as a kid,
Yeah.
Wayne is just gone. And I don't know. We've all moved on to other games too, where it's like you want to play a game some night. PUBG and Rocket League are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before it was just default to Destiny and then go from there.
Well, now, like, to fill that urge of, like, grinding and that kind of stuff, it's Monster Hunter.
Yeah, for now
That's
it's Monster
been
Hunter.
doing it now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a game that's going to be around that can do that too. And it's almost nice that we get the chance to not be a slave to Destiny.
Yes.
Although I do miss playing it. I miss just especially the raids. I would still love to just get on for a couple hours a week and knock out some raids.
Well, I even like playing Crucible, but this Crucible,
They're changing it, and I'm really looking forward to the changes.
Yes.
I want to jump on and try that out. But the hard thing was that, without having god rolls on the guns, something to chase after,
Yeah.
Like Crucible became very flat. It's just like you just use this gun, and there's no getting
Yeah.
a little edge. You know, it's
Yeah.
just no. Your edge is walking around with your
No,
teammates.
yeah, your edge is if someone else is firing their gun too, you'll win.
Yeah, that's what they're. Yeah, we were talking about it a bit yesterday. The radar being turned off for competitive mode, I think, is going to make a huge difference.
Yeah.
because you can actually, okay, your teammate's getting a team shot in that direction, but you can go around, and they're not going to know you're flanking them. And if they're all paying attention to just one guy at a team shot, then they're susceptible to a grenade, and you can
Yep.
get triples and all that. That'll be fun. A good change of the dynamic of Crucible. I wonder if they're going to put any kind of raid stuff in the expansion that's coming out in, is it May? I don't know when the next one's coming out. It's
You
gotta
know
be
what?
soon.
I've kind of stopped following the game just because I'm interested in other stuff.
I just read the last weekly update. I somehow came across a Twitter post about Crucible changes.
Yeah.
And so that made me read it because I wanted to know what they were doing there.
They had a guideline out. I didn't see anything about raids in it.
I
during
think
their
that was
features
already
thing.
old, though.
It was old.
Yeah.
Well, that was the raid layers were the change a while back.
Yeah, well, they need
And I
to.
haven't even played that. I don't even know what that is yet.
They need to release something new if you want to keep it relevant.
Hell, give us another Crota raid. That's fine.
Like a mini raid.
Yeah, or even bring back a raid with new mechanics if you guys have no original ideas.
That's how I thought the game was going to go. They would just keep all of Destiny 1's content and build.
Yeah.
And then we'd have 5 raids.
Well, could you imagine that? All of Destiny 1, like the story and everything, but with the new Destiny physics and like abilities?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Well, the weirdest thing is that, like, with Destiny 1 at the end, they had all the raids at the same level. They had ornaments for everything. They had all these really cool armor sets that you could collect, and you wanted to actually get them.
Yeah.
And then this game came out, and it's just like, now they're even putting ornaments and shit out. And I think now they finally have raid unique abilities on the armor. They just put that out, which that entices me to want to play,
Actually,
to see what kind of power they give you.
That is something that's missing too. Their gear, they need to have unique abilities.
Yeah.
And like have like, I don't know, have like a random rogue guy thing, and it's like maybe all about ammo, and you have extra ammo, and then your friends get extra ammo. Like, put some really cool things in there.
Yeah.
They simplified it to a point where it just became kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was basically it. They made it so simple that it's like, you beat the raid, and it's like, I beat this game. I can move on. I haven't even played the raid lair.
Yeah. It's like,
If we had...
keep it simple, stupid. Don't be too stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
If we did have, though, 3 other people that were, like, consistently wanted to play it, I'd play it again.
Yeah.
But we basically just have Connor. And 4 doesn't quite cut it.
What, the 4 for like rating purposes, you mean?
And
Yeah.
even with Connor, like, because you and him work late, so it's, like, so hard to
Yeah.
coordinate the times.
It worked when you guys were in New Zealand because our late was actually your evening.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just, yeah.
So that's a change. And it's hard to just jump on. It's not like PUBG where you can jump on for a match.
Yeah. A couple matches here.
A match before bed. With Destiny, it's like, no, we need 2 hours minimum.
Sean Rex in a solo game. They got 7 kills.
Yeah. A game I started trapped inside of a door.
Yeah. You almost didn't make
That was
that.
I don't think I'll ever be better than that. That was basically as good as
Peak
it gets. I couldn't believe that I didn't die. Every fight I got into, I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm
Well,
fucked.
and then this guy, for birthday wish come true, the first solo match chicken dinner, and he wrecked it.
Yeah. Oh, damn. I forgot to turn off the screenshot. Screensaver.
Screenshot.
Come on, you little bastard. When this was happening to the laptop, it screwed that whole thing up at Connor's house.
Oh, yeah, it did. The direct.
Yeah, so that was a fun night. I don't think Connor was very into it.
What?
The direct viewing.
But he doesn't have any Nintendo stuff,
yeah.
so
In Nintendo,
That's true.
He has the older stuff, like N64 era,
Mm-hmm.
but no, he wants a Switch. He wants to get it probably because most of us have it.
Yeah.
And he's not even a Zelda fan, but I've told him, it's like, if you do get the Switch, you have to play Breath of the Wild.
Even if you're not a Zelda fan, it's such a different game that I think it's
Yeah.
universally
Yeah.
enjoyed by
It's-
video game players.
It's a crime if you do not own Breath of the Wild and you own a Switch.
I'm still...
Are you listening?
I still
Go
think
get
about
it.
the game. I'm not addicted to it like I was for 2 solid months, basically around Christmas time.
yeah, when we first got into it.
Got my 900 Korok seeds, and then I was basically out. That's a lot of time. A lot of you just feel like an explorer with a map.
Well,
Big treasure
weren't you
map.
just like grid formation? Did you just go work your way back and forth down the map?
Not what the actual hell. Well, I had like there's a lot of guides online that have that's like a interactive map, so you can talk amongst yourselves.
How does it keep shutting itself off like that?
Because I put display sleep onto like, I guess 1 minute instead of never.
Ah.
Because I'm an idiot. Yeah, they have like little maps on the internet that you can just like check off the Korok seeds. They tell you where they all are.
I was using that for some of the shrines because I
Yeah.
wanted to get just a few more to get that master sword, right?
Yeah, I did it for the shrines. Once I got like basically all the shrines, I had a few left to get. Actually, did I find them all without it? No, I didn't. I probably had got like the last 20
Yeah.
with a guide. But it's almost that kind of game. They almost want you to use a guide, especially the Korok seeds. I couldn't imagine the amount of hours you'd be putting in that game, finding them all without a
On
guide.
your own.
And even the guides, I think they got their information from like an official strategy guide. Like no one actually in the world went out and found every single seed on their own to make their own guide.
There's some very grid-to-grid searches going on there.
Yeah.
Some guy,
If you had like a team doing it, maybe it'd be
some
efficient.
guy at Nintendo just like leaked the information. It's like, here's all the cards. Let's go find them.
Well, it's an industry. The strategy guide industry, it's still going
Yeah,
strong.
yeah, true.
Shay always buys them.
I bought one for Destiny 1. It became obsolete in a week.
No kidding. First patch, we're changing everything.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite as completionist as you guys with the Zelda.
You never
Basically,
beat
I'd
Master
go over
Mode?
my suits, and no, I never did the Master Quest.
You didn't beat it anyway.
No, I drifted away from that one. Yeah, I basically I would get whatever suit I wanted and try and get the pieces for that. I tried not to use a guide whatsoever when I was playing it to start.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't look anything up.
Yeah, we beat the main game
Yeah.
with that one, which is easy enough to do.
Yeah, finding all the gear and trying to figure out where to get the next piece of gear. But yeah, I didn't really play it after beating the main game. I didn't have as much interest in going back to it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
The tedious collecting stuff. You just kind of
Yeah, I didn't need to play it again right
You're
away.
just like, maybe
I
I'll get
would
back
like to
this.
like I'd start another next time I played I'd start on hero mode again and just do it a regular playthrough on hero mode.
It's actually like hero mode starts off really hard, and there are periods in the game that are really difficult. But overall, once you get geared and you got the kind of the weapon cycle going, you got access to all the areas. So when you get a blood moon, you can get the good weapons again. It
Didn't
becomes
they,
pretty routine.
didn't they do like a ballad thing, like Ballad of Heroes or
I
something?
played the Champions Ballad. I got the motorcycle.
Champions
That's the
Ballad?
motorcycle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't played that yet.
The motorcycle's fun but underwhelming. I thought it was gonna be ridiculous, like super fast, big jumps, and because the terrain's so cool. If it was a super powered bike, it would just be really really fun to fuck around with. But it's modest. I
Hey,
guess.
you got to give them credit. They probably don't even have gasoline there. Like, what's it running?
You have
on?
to fuel it with like monster parts.
Really?
You jump out of your bike and you like feed it with monster parts.
Oh
to
my
get
god,
back
it's
on
a
and go.
demon bike.
Basically, the boss
Eat
though,
it.
the boss that comes with here, Champion of the Ballads. It's one of those giant, or a giant version of the like temple guard guys, the monks.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty good boss. It's a fun, challenging boss. Gave me a hard time. Yeah, the biggest criticism about that game though was that there were no proper dungeons. Like,
The puzzles
closest
weren't
thing-
really
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, like even the divine beasts were just bigger shrines basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one central puzzle that you had to go into different rooms for.
That would be something interested, like, if they would actually add that as DLC. I don't know if they will add any more.
They're done. They
They're
said they were
done?
done,
They're
yeah.
done? Okay. But, yeah, that would have been interesting. If it was, like, really hard ones that, like, you needed to, like, ooh, like, this is a head scratcher. Like, how do I do this?
Well, that's what the main dungeons in like Skyward Sword or Twilight Princess were like big
Yeah.
puzzles like overall. That's what everyone I think really loved about Zelda. You get like the water temple from Ocarina of Time. Like what a mind fuck that place is.
I
I
don't
got
know
lost
about
multiple
that.
times.
That's
That
the,
one
that's
is
the
just-
negative column.
That's the the peak of frustrating, difficult puzzle.
That's the one where you fight, like, Shadow Link, right?
yes.
You
Yeah.
do fight him there, yeah.
You meet him for the first time
Yeah.
there. I don't know if, do you just fight him there?
It just
think it's
takes
just there. If you have
forever
the
to
hammer?
get to him.
If you have the hammer though in that fight, he's done.
Yeah, yeah.
you just
Yeah.
hammer through him.
Yeah.
That's basically the way to go. The I can see them using the same engine though for Breath of the Wild, and just because I think they've already started the next Zelda game.
Yeah.
And the same way they did with Ocarina of Time, and they made Majora's Mask. It was a pretty quick turnaround, exact same engine, and so they were able to just go off in a weird direction from Majora's Mask and do something totally different. So I can see them bringing dungeons back in the Breath of the Wild engine for the next game.
That's one I wouldn't mind playing again soon. Majora's Mask.
Yeah,
It's been a long time.
it's a good game. You played it in New Zealand, or a part of it.
I
At
played
least.
a part of it, but I didn't really get into it because I think I'd just done
We should
Ocarina of
literally
Time
start a list
of games. We
of
just,
games we want to stream and just
You
play it through.
you
again,
just want
yeah.
to play that because you want to go say hi to Tinkle again. That's all. Pervy green guy.
I just like the mechanics in that one. It's creepy.
It is a
Yeah, it
dark
is.
game, yeah.
It's
Dark,
it's,
creepy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Visuals in that game. I love the art style in that game. The moon itself is just like
There's
this
big
thing
evil
just
grinning
looking
moon.
at you.
the
And it's
entire
like
time.
like
if
that.
at one point, like just before it's like getting ready to hit, you're like, oh my god, it's so close.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill me. And it's just smiling the whole time.
yeah,
too.
there's this
Yeah.
menacing smile coming down at you.
Well,
That's a good one.
even like having the different masks was cool too. It's like, oh look, here's something I need to be the Goron
Yeah.
version of.
Did
This
you ever
guy.
get the fierce deity mask?
Yes,
That
with
thing's
the
so
like
fun.
crazy sword.
Has that ever been used anywhere else? Like that could be a character in Smash.
I
Fierce
think
deity
isn't
Link.
that his alt in one of them, or like
Is
when
he?
they have the little ball
when they had the
floating around?
Powerball thing, I think
Didn't
they
he
did.
turn into a guy there?
Oh, right, that thing.
Might have been Brawl. I
We
don't
never
know.
play with items on, so
No, we're hardcore
we
players.
miss
Smash
out
Bros.
on certain Smash Bros. aspects for sure. Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
It might have, maybe it's Toon Link that does that because it is like he's a little kid with the
Child Link.
masks. So,
Wasn't there a Smash that had
Or
Child
had
Link
Young
and
Link.
Adult Link? Yeah, Young Link.
but did they have that in Melee?
Was he in Brawl or Melee?
No, he's Melee. Because
Oh, I don't know now.
Toon Link just wasn't a thing. They
Toon Link was after that.
yeah, they brought Wind Waker into the mix at Brawl, and then I think he's also in the latest one. I
Yeah.
don't have no idea about the future one.
Toon Link replaced Young Link, right?
Yes.
I think it's a good replacement.
Yeah.
There's enough
It just became Link.
different,
Yeah.
yeah. Regular Link and Toon Link. And
Link
then-
kind of changed. He wasn't child anymore to like he's teen Link now, basically
Yeah.
in every game.
yeah.
it's
It's a good. I think they found a
between the
good-
adult and the child.
Well, I think they found a really good balance in Zelda now, where they do it cell shaded, but they keep it. I don't know, kind of consistently. You know, you're this young adult running through the world instead of a child. Although Ocarina of Time was brilliant in its own right for doing both and having that
Yeah.
dynamic between the two, and especially
For
having
the-
to go back and forth.
First game to kind of go off in that direction, it was excellent.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's aged that well now. If you go back to it,
3DS version looks pretty good.
I mean, like
have to play it on
gameplay wise and everything. If you go back without the nostalgia factor, if you were just throwing a random person in who hasn't played, I don't know if that would age as well.
There are a
because
few
there are
things
some
that are
very
clunky.
you have to follow this places too. You have to do
Yeah,
this.
it's more linear than
It's on the rails,
yeah.
even though it is an open world. There's a
Even
lot
the
of-
dungeons had a path that
Yeah.
you really had to walk. The gameplay was just so fun, though. I guess.
Yeah,
And like the
I love
bosses
it.
there,
Yeah.
especially, and you had 9 temples.
It tickles the nostalgia factor.
Yeah,
Well, for a new player at that game, it'd be pretty fun to watch a reaction to the Great Fairy and her crazy
the bazookas.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pointy
Yeah,
warheads.
I don't know
Well, the
what
new
those
Great
are.
I know the
Fairies.
new fairies kind of do some weird things
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
the new
Let
fairy
me just
is
grab you and
creepy.
take you in my
Yeah.
flower. Oh, that could be taken a
It's
couple
like,
different
what
ways.
are you doing to him? I'm cleaning your clothes, I swear.
Time for upgrades.
Yes, time for upgrades. In my flower.
Yeah. What else have you been playing, Corey? Are there any games that we don't know about that you play? Chris plays weird games that I have nothing about. Endless Space is one of them.
That one's gone now. I go through games really quickly.
What?
Yeah,
That's not
next
the one I'm watching you play, or I hear you play like every time I come home. And, is
Surviving Mars now.
that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it same idea? Or-
It's by the guys who did City Skylines. I like my city builders. City Skylines came around and filled in the SimCity niche that was non-existent for a while because EA started screwing it up. And then Paradox came in. Is it Paradox and Colossal Order? did City Skylines, so I really like that one. You can build like fairly realistic cities. If you see any of the stuff online, people building actual cities that exist.
It's like Minecraft for adults.
Pretty much. Well, Minecraft is probably
Well,
for
yeah.
adults too, though. But
But kids wouldn't find it as appealing.
And Surviving Mars is one that just came out. It was just released like 2 or 3 days ago
Hmm.
because it was made by the same designers, Paradox Game. You're literally establishing a colony on Mars and trying to keep it functioning.
Oh,
So
it's
the-
like The Martian kind of.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Making-
start
making
with
potatoes?
rovers. You start with rovers, and then you start. Yeah. There's so many. A lot of your upgrade texts have little quotes, and there's a lot of Martian quotes.
I'm not surprised. Well, I remember remember Astroneer?
Yeah,
We
that's
put a-
that's what it basically. It reminds me of Astroneer with. No, it's not instead of an FPS though. It's a top-down city builder.
Oh,
Astroneer type
okay,
game.
okay. Well, Astroneer was more of a like happy-go-lucky, like just here you go, do your thing, right?
Yeah,
There's no real rhyme or plan. Like I remember in that game, I was playing with Connor at the time. We made a train of buggies about 4 or 5 long,
yeah.
and we went across like the mountain area, and we're just finding. You just find stupid little like hunks of rock, and that's your research material. And then it unlocks different abilities. We had already unlocked a shit ton of abilities, though. Like I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know if we had to like leave the planet, but we were just messing around, and that's what I like those games where you can just kind of mess around in too.
Yeah, the main one in this is you're trying to get people living and make it self-sustaining because it's not self-sustaining to begin with. You have a
Yeah.
budget, and if you run out of money, you stop getting resources delivered to yourself. Your whole colony can die.
NASA just
if you
leaves you
can't
there.
if you can't keep yourself self-sustained and get more people interested to come to your colony, you just die in space. They don't care anymore.
Brutal.
Yeah,
Astroneer, they just kind of didn't continue with the updates and releases for that one. It's kind of died out because of that.
yeah. It was just a short-lived kind of cool.
It was fun to
little
play
thing.
around in.
Yeah.
And those are all PC games.
Yes. Welcome to the PC race, by
Not
the way.
yet. I'm not there yet. Working on
But
it.
you will technically be able to play some of these games.
It's true.
Well, speaking of Astroneer, I think a similar game feel is going to be the new Sea of Thieves. I think that's going to be one of those games where it's like I'm just going to go in and do whatever. Like there's no real plan. I'm looking forward to trying that out. I haven't pre-ordered. I don't pre-order stuff
I'm never going to
anymore.
pre-order another
No.
game. Destiny 2, you killed pre-orders for me.
Yeah,
It's over.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it's just now with the digital. If you want the game, you can get the game. Wait a little bit, see what other people say about it first, so that you can make your, informed decision.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, I'm realizing now every single game after its first year has a bundle of
Yeah.
all the previous years,
Yeah.
expansions, and for a cheaper price. And the game is finally like probably where it should have been at release.
Well,
Destiny's a perfect example.
yeah, sometimes though it's just like I want to play it though.
I
don't
know.
if
Generally,
can wait that
if it's a
long.
multiplayer game, it could be population drop at that point too. though.
yeah,
Yeah, but the people that stay are the ones that, they're the good population. They're the
Yeah,
ones that you'll be
that's
playing
true.
with anyway.
Um,
You don't get to noob stomp. You are the noob getting stomped. I guess that's the one
that's
big
that's the
difference.
downgrade.
Yeah.
Your
like
downside.
I got the this is for PlayStation. I got the Battlefront 2 game, and I don't think you guys have that, do you?
No.
No.
I did not like Battlefront 1, and thus I did not bother picking up
See,
Battlefront
I
2.
love Battlefront 1. I don't know what you didn't like about it. It's Star Wars.
I played a
You're-
little bit.
You're
I liked
zapping
it.
people with you have lightsabers. Like it's everything good about Star Wars. And the only problem is that some of the connection issues at the beginning of it was a little rocky.
I'd say some of it would have been the fact that I was playing with you across 10,000 kilometers.
Yes. Well, I mean,
So I was suffering badly, and that's kind of turned me off those. But also the fact that those type of games with the large warfare style, had
Didn't
been
work
coming
for
out.
you.
No, they've been coming out constantly.
yeah,
There's a new one every year or two.
true.
How many
Right now, the way
player
they've been
versus
pumping them
player
out.
was Star Wars Battlefront?
Battlefront, the first one.
Did they increase it?
I don't think it
They
increased
usually
on
do
console.
64, isn't it? Something around there.
I thought it was 40 versus 40.
40.
Holy.
It's
That's a lot of
a
people.
there's a lot of people in the big versions. I don't think I usually play the massive one anymore. It's like Galactic Assault, I think, is the big one.
That's where there's like ships going on at the same time. It's ground combat.
It's mostly there's starfighters that are in atmosphere,
yeah.
and then you have everyone run around the ground, and you got like the walkers and all the other gadgets. There's also
The walker's player controlled.
yeah, you can jump in the walker, like the big one, the ATT or ATAT. That's ATST is the chicken walker,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. You can jump in the big one, and you can just like control its head and be like pew pew pew, pew and just like blow up guys, which is a lot harder in Battlefront 2. They made it because it was just too deadly in the first one. But you can still jump in the little walkers too, so you can actually escort your big walker on the ground and have the little walker. Yeah,
It is really. I want to play Star Wars.
it's
too.
if
I didn't like
for
that
a
you had to
fan-
unlock stuff.
it's for a fan. Yeah, they screwed it up with the stupid loot box system.
But even just in general, like I just want the whole sandbox. I just want to jump in, play with what I want to play with,
Yeah.
and not have to be like, ugh, I got to put 60 hours in
On
to
it-
just get stuff.
Honestly, I was disappointed at first, but then when you just play the game and you kind of go like, you know what, screw it, I don't even care about unlocking stuff, and you're just playing it to play it, it's fun.
Yeah.
If you try to put that thought of like, ooh, I want to use this gun, but how do I get it? Oh, I have to spend 100 hours to play. You're just like, okay, I guess I just won't use that gun,
Yeah.
which is disappointing.
That's the thing, is like for a game like that where it's like very much just player versus player focused.
Yeah.
I want to be able to just jump in, play a match, and then jump out. It's not a game like Destiny where you got to invest and grow, or Monster Hunter or whatever. And it's more like PUBG in my mind. Those massive big
Well, see-
battles. It's like it's not something I'm going to put all of my game time into. I just want to play a match here and there.
PUBG does a good job because it's like you don't unlock anything other than some clothes that doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
just cosmetics.
You can find clothes in the open world. It's like, oh, I like that jacket. Let's pick it up. It's,
You
so
lose it,
it's- That's the thing, right? And like, if you do unlock it and you can wear a jacket all the time, it's like, well, then I just don't have to waste my time picking this up.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, you don't even have to wear it. You can strip your clothes and just run around in your underwear if you want in that game. It doesn't matter.
And still be just as bullet resistant
Yeah,
as anyone else
yeah,
running around wearing
anyone
a
wearing a
vest.
t-shirt.
Yes.
yeah. I don't know. I think that I'm starting to go more into like the drop in and play games more than the heavy time investment. Although again, Monster Hunter, heavy time investment, and I'm enjoying it.
That's a great balance though, because you don't feel like you're falling behind if you don't play it.
Yes.
It's like you got your group you're playing with, and that's your metric. That's all you're rated against.
Yeah.
It's like we just have each other and Connor to play against or with, and if you get a monster ahead, it's like okay, maybe you guys take a little break, we'll catch up.
Well,
And
not
it's-
even not
we're all
even
there,
that.
We're all even.
Not even that. If like we slayed Elder Dragon that you guys haven't hit yet. When you guys have to go for it, we have experience. We could bring that in, and we just farm those materials which we need.
Yeah.
And you guys finish the quest.
Yeah,
Like,
there's not a lot. It's not like you're overpowered for it ever.
no,
Yeah,
no.
I don't even know if you can. I can't imagine like pairing up with someone. I guess you could if you're like level 13. Go play with someone who just started and slay a lizard guy, big
but
lizard.
Engine
But
Nav?
if he's getting, he can't.
Yeah, and
he
it'd be
can't go
easier.
into high rank levels if he's
No,
not
it
high
would have
rank.
to be a low rank. So you go in and you would murder it pretty quick.
Oh yeah, you probably just like single handedly do it.
Like you guys must be a level ahead of us
You could probably
now.
yes,
So you could get better gear, but probably not much better to really help a level behind.
no.
Really,
you could probably carry people in that game then.
early on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't that good? Like
Well,
the only
I
time
like
it
the
gets,
struggle to kill like your first monsters.
if
when
you're
you
not
first play.
learning how to kill it on your own,
Yeah.
it will
Well, but that's
lower it.
but
Your
that's
ability.
that's the person that's getting carried.
Yeah.
That's their
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah, but that's what I mean of why it's so great. In that even though it's a game you can fall behind in, you're not falling behind in the overall community. Like if you play
Yeah.
Destiny and you don't play for a few months, everyone else is like level 350, and you literally can't participate in what they're doing.
Well, I just don't like seeing, like for example, there was a guy we played with who designed a carry system through the trials matches. I don't agree with that. I feel like
It's paid carry.
yeah,
to
like
be
well,
clear. People would pay others to.
Why are you
play
like,
the
oh,
game.
I got the trials gear now? It's like, did you? You didn't get it legitly. You paid for it. Now, if they participate in the match, they have really good players that are just help them through it.
for money?
But yeah, he's paying for it.
Yeah.
So like, really, you didn't 100% earn that.
No, but the fact that it doesn't hurt anyone else, I don't really care.
Yeah, I guess it's up to the person spending
Yeah,
the
it's
money.
like
It just seems weird to me though to want
yeah,
that.
that's the weird
Yeah.
thing. For me, it's like I can't understand the mindset of somebody
that
Cool.
just wants. It's like, oh, I got the emblem.
Yeah, it's
Kinda
like,
thing.
do they then go forward and convince other people they earned it, or do
Probably.
they just like knowing, like if they play a game silently against other people with that emblem on, it's like, look at me,
Maybe they're completionists at the same time, and they just
or
can't
they're
get it.
completionists, right?
They really have to get it, but they couldn't do it with their teammates.
I mean, I'm a completionist, but I have a line that I draw in the sand.
Yeah.
It's not 900 Koroks, but it is paying for someone else to play a video game for me. I almost played a game for somebody. We were, when I was really young, I was in a game store, and a guy was telling me about GameFAQs. That's where I learned about it for the first time. When I was like 10. I don't
With
know.
the website?
Yeah, the website.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we were talking about Ocarina of Time, and he couldn't beat the Spirit Temple. He couldn't kill the boss with the bongos.
Yeah.
Or the drum boss. And I'm like, and he's like probably 17 or something, and I'm like this, 11 or 12-year-old. And I'm like, you can't beat that? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? And he's like, okay, if I bring my N64 here, will you come to the store and beat it for me? I'm like, are you serious? Never did see the guy again, but he was this close to getting me to beat it for him.
That'd be so much pressure on you, though.
I guess, yeah.
This
But,
is this
but
little
I'd done it
12-year-old,
so
like-
many times by that point. I was obsessed with the games I had because I couldn't buy all new
can't
games all
afford
the
other
time.
ones, yeah.
So I played through Ocarina of Time like, I don't even know how many times at this point. I played it through at least 10 to 15 times.
Well, you got the N64 before me, didn't you? I think.
We were probably pretty close.
Because I remember the first time
was
I
late
played
to
an
get it.
N64 was at Justin Brown's house
Yeah.
when we used to go for sleepovers as little kids
Yeah.
there.
Did I even have one back then?
I don't know. But it was, what was that Star Wars game for it?
Rogue Squadron?
No. Like something.
Shadows of the Empire?
Yes, Shadows. Yes.
We didn't play that one much.
Well, that was what got me hooked on the like Hoth fight when you're in the speeder, like tripping them up. It was excellent.
That's one of the. If it wasn't for video games, I don't think I'd even be as big of a Star Wars fan as I am.
Yeah.
Because having those worlds like always together and having just different ways to be in Star Wars, I think that's what made me like all of it even more.
Did you ever play KOTOR?
No.
Oh,
I know, I don't understand that.
shame.
The big game that really got me into everything was Rogue Squadron and then Rogue Leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue Leader being able to do all of the different space missions throughout the entire Star Wars trilogy, the OT. And then I think they brought in some Naboo stuff for Rebel Strike, the third Rogue Squadron game.
Oh, okay.
I really want a KOTOR game that's not an MMO.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
new.
Just another one, but I think that type of game seems to be dead. They're not. People aren't really interested in making those types of big budget single player games.
Did you ever hear about 1313?
That was canceled.
and that
though.
got canceled.
Yeah,
That,
that
looked
one-
cool.
I would have played it.
they say
They killed it.
the-
There was design hell going on with that one.
yeah, and that's the studio EA I think recently shut down.
Is it Bio? No, it wasn't Bio.
No, it was Vicarious Visions, maybe? Does that sound right? Either way, the point was that they wanted to cancel that game to focus the budget on a game that was more of a game as a service, like all
yeah,
of the games.
all their games are games as a service now.
Yeah. But it was a really cool concept. I think it was Boba Fett or something, or another bounty
It
hunter.
was a bounty hunter one, yeah.
I think it was like a up and coming bounty hunter, and
Yeah.
he was ascending to like the dark underbelly of Coruscant. I think
It was it was an upgrade based game where you like go through and get better gear progressively.
Yeah,
That's such
yeah.
a perfect thing for a bounty hunter too. Like in the Star Wars universe, you don't need any force powers at all. There could be no lightsabers at all, or Jedi
Well,
or Sith.
What I
you know?
saw of the footage that they released, like it was like the teaser stuff. I don't know. He was in like a ship that was breaking apart, falling, and the combat looked very similar to like Mass Effect style.
Oh, really?
Which,
I
well,
wasn't
yeah.
drawn to that.
I remember he like was taking cover and shooting at like stuff, and it was all like action, kind of like the Uncharted series, where it's like just crazy stuff happening everywhere. Which is another great series to try playing. I don't know if you guys have played any of that.
Played a very little of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just disappointing that they show you this stuff and everyone gets all hyped and then they're like, no.
I think we will see games like that again. They're always going to want to cash in on Star Wars.
Oh,
And
no.
I don't know if a Battlefront 3 is really what we need
No.
next, you know?
No, you know what? I want them to dump it. Yeah, they don't need to do a 3.
I think they should break the exclusive contract with EA and branch out. Let other developers do different kinds of games.
Yeah.
And even though we're getting Star Wars overload, I'm enjoying it. Give me some other genres of Star Wars.
Yeah.
know?
Give me another space-based thing.
Yeah, it's a great property, a great universe to be in. You can definitely take it from different angles.
Yeah.
Put out another MMO, put out an RPG, put out an action adventure single player.
They could, if they need their games as a service and their money, though, you could kind of do a game where you have branches in your game, and like every once in a while, if their new expansion is basically unlocked this whole other part of the universe kind of thing, where you go in and do your thing and start adventuring again. You continue on.
Yeah, they could definitely still get money from people consistently.
Oh yeah, everyone will pay money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
just make worthwhile content. Expansions instead of
Yeah.
more cosmetics with
yeah,
loot boxes.
now that Disney owns it all, like it can go everywhere. So like
It'd be interesting. Yeah, it's interesting to see what the movies will unlock coming up here, where they're going with their universes that they've already given directors.
Yeah.
What that will open up.
I could definitely see once 9 is done, the whole thing exploding in all directions. Because I think right now they're playing in 2 places. They're playing in the main saga conclusions,
Yeah.
and they're playing in original trilogy timeline because it's nostalgic and it sells. It's safe. And then as soon as all that's done, and it's like, okay, we've made a ton of money on this property. Have they already? No, they're probably not even close to paying for the acquisition.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they have.
Have they already?
They got to be pretty damn close already.
So they've already broken even. Then I think the risks will start coming in a lot more once those two things are wrapped up.
Well, they're basically wrapping up the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
That's basically what it's been.
At this, it's almost like you need to get to a territory where spoilers are no longer a factor. Like right now, you can't really explore between 6 and 7 because 9 is still out there, and 9's too close. Like the events of 9 are probably going to be too closely tied to that time period, and you want the flexibility to make 9 whatever it needs to be before
Going back and exploring that.
before figuring out backstory. Are there any other franchises out there that do what Star Wars does? Or it's just constantly, we're here, now we're going into the past, now we're going into the semi-future, now we're going back into this time period. Is there anything else that can do that?
I don't think there is.
I
Not
can't
big. Not
think of
well.
things.
Definitely nothing with that budget.
Yeah. Well, and the longevity, it's been 40 years, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a unique aspect of it as well.
Star Trek.
Star Trek is
probably the only
probably,
one.
yeah, that's something
It's another space thing.
yeah.
And it seems it's a theme.
Yeah.
Because it's the final frontier.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Star Trek, I guess. I'm sure there are actually even other franchises out there, probably in books and stuff that do it. But as far as mainstream appeal, Star Wars is probably far and away the biggest thing. I think Game of Thrones could do it. I know they want to do prequels once the show is done.
Well, if they branch off, they've already branched off from the books and basically make it their own universe. Yeah.
'Cause it sounds like they want to really build more universe around it. And George R.R. Martin has little stories from different time periods in
Yeah.
that universe
There's little
as well.
novellas that he likes to write instead
Yeah.
of completing the goddamn series.
And so all you need is he's already got kind of the vision for that. All it needs is the same popularity and then the same budgets.
I think they could easily turn that kind of series into a movie franchise thing.
Yeah. People love that.
Well,
shit.
aren't they doing? Is it a TV show or movie for Wheel of Time?
What's Wheel of Time?
Another series, fantasy adventure structured one. I think it's a TV series they're working on.
Wheel of Time?
The Wheel of Time.
I haven't heard
It
of that.
I've heard
was.
that.
I don't know how many books it is. It's all about order versus chaos and the balance kind of thing. It's a very force, but based in real. Well, it's not even real though. It's hard to explain.
It's planetary based.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
planetary
space.
based, not space based. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought they were working on a series for that because the original author died, and they brought in another author to complete the series, and that's done. And I think they're working on something along that.
Do you know if it's like an HBO thing, or
I have no idea.
you can look it up?
Yes.
We got time.
Well, I remember seeing a thing, like a trailer for A Wrinkle in Time, which is
Apparently bombing.
Is it doing really bad?
Yeah, apparently
Really?
it's not being well received. Yeah.
I saw the commercial and I was just kind of interesting.
Yeah, when I started, the first time I ever heard of it, I saw a trailer. I was in some movie. Maybe I was even in Star Wars. Maybe The Last Jedi had a trailer for it. It seemed really just extremely childish. So
Yeah.
it didn't interest me at all. It just seemed like it was made for kids.
Well, it's kind of like when they did the was it Maze Runner? Have you seen any of those ones?
no, that's a popular genre.
It's popular, but it, like not with me.
adolescent. No, not with me at all. I don't kind of even Hunger Games. I'm like,
It's like
I don't mind the Hunger Game movies, but I'm not like people were like crazy for them.
well, and like the Twilight.
Yeah, oh, no.
I was just like, what the hell is
Twilight's
this?
got to be mostly for girls, right?
Well, it was, but I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
there's some
sorry,
weird
that's
guys out
sexist.
there.
Can't say stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure there's some weird guys
just
out there.
not into it. That's all.
Sony Pictures is developing Wheel of Time
Wheel of Time.
Okay.
as a TV series.
I don't trust Sony with anything, so I don't know.
Well, that's they've been hit and miss.
They can do video games.
I don't know. When
They just-
when you say Wheel of Time,
TV
I keep
movies.
having like the time machine with the big spinning dish in the back. That's what I keep thinking of.
Like the Wheel of Fortune dish.
Well, remember the time
going
machine
around.
where the guy he jumps in it and it's like a spinning thing, and then he goes back. He goes to the future, and then he goes way into the future, and then there's these weird like crazy gorilla things running around.
Oh, from
Remember
the
that?
time machine.
That-
Yeah, it's that time
The
machine.
time machine, yeah.
yeah.
As an interesting, it was a book.
Yes.
I never read the book. But
And-
the movie was okay.
I liked the movie, and then it was just kind of like it never.
You talked about the paradoxes. You
Yeah.
go back, you can't save her because if you did, you wouldn't build the time machine, and therefore
Yeah.
you fucked.
like that really awesome movie. Well, what was it, Chris? The
Sound of
butterfly?
Thunder.
Yeah, I think
Sound
that's
of
what it
Thunder.
Kill a butterfly, and then it was all
They
messed
kill a
up.
butterfly
Oh,
and they're
that's so bad.
adventuring. They'd go back in time and
And there's lizard people.
they were watching. They'd go back in time to look at dinosaurs and stuff, and they were on this glass plank or whatever. You're not allowed to touch anything.
Yeah.
And it's basically supposed to be safe because the volcano erupts.
Everyone go watch Sound of Thunder.
Oh,
Yeah,
There's probably a few other movies titled
pretty-
that.
Try
I'm
not
pretty
to
sure-
pay for it.
I'm pretty sure you can see the green
Do you
screen
know
in the back
somebody who
flutter.
has it?
It's
Borrow
that
it from a
good.
friend.
Borrow it from a friend. Find it
Try
in a
to-
bargain bin if you're
YouTube.
do not pay
Yeah.
full price.
Maybe YouTube has it for free because it's such a shit movie.
It's got to be a bargain bin version of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
99-cent
you'll
movie.
laugh.
So we can't spoil it now that we've recommended it.
It's
It's a special one.
it's good to laugh at.
Yeah.
It's a comedy.
That's what I miss about video rental stores. Walking in, I mean, I guess you got iTunes and all that now. You can do it, but for some reason, I don't feel as willing to part with my money if I'm looking at iTunes.
Yeah,
But
you're
like a
basically
Blockbuster, it's like, oh, this looks like a terrible movie. I'm gonna rent this.
For me,
It felt all right.
the question is like, do I want to rent this or wait a couple months and maybe it'll show up on Netflix
Yeah.
or maybe it'll show up on whatever streaming system we have. Everything's going to online streaming now.
I wish Canada had better options.
Yeah.
Do we have Hulu?
Nope.
no.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
That's
But all you're gonna need is you can have the Disney Channel thing coming soon. So you're gonna have a subscription
True.
to that, and
Oh, I
I will
will.
piggyback
I'll
off of that.
definitely have that.
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Well, yeah. Disney's
Because you can tell they're setting all that up still.
Well, they talked about it like it's happening.
It's noticeable because like I use Apple TV all the time, and anything Star Wars, Marvel, Disney kind of related is not in 4K.
Hmm.
Maybe the Marvel ones are. I haven't looked recently. I don't think they are though. But the Star Wars are definitely not being released in 4K on Apple.
It's that one thing when you just a
That'll be a
commercial's
thing.
coming.
It'll definitely come on Disney. Oh, all Disney
All
movies
MCU
in
in 4K.
4K.
Yeah. The only place to get Disney
Yeah.
movies in 4K, and then eventually the only place to get Disney movies.
Yep. Once
New-
the contracts
New
are
Star
up,
Wars live action only on Disney streaming.
I was shocked. I saw Wreck-It Ralph 2, a little
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw a
trailer?
trailer for
peek
that.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I want to watch the first one again. It's been a while.
The first one, I loved it so much. And
I can do that.
Yeah.
I honestly, when he's like falling and he grabs his like thing and he's doing this little speech, I'm saying it right now. I'm getting goosebumps. I love it. I love it. It's like one of my favorite scenes of like the newer CG Disney movies.
There's just so many Easter eggs and little details in that movie that are just fun to point out. You have to like have been alive long enough to really appreciate all these.
I
little
hope it
things.
doesn't just. Well, because they've got established characters that they're going to be following in the next one, you could kind of get hung up and be kind of boring because they're basically building characters in the first one.
Sequel,
And then, yeah, they could overwhelm it with pop culture references. It's just like everything is just, here's your reference, here's a reference, here's a reference, hilarious, ha ha ha.
actually, we can bring up a topic we were talking about another week about Solo and references because I was worried, or I am worried, that there's going to be too much. You know how Force Awakens had a lot of like in your face little things. I didn't mind them so much in The Force Awakens, but
It had a
I think
place in that movie. That movie
Yeah.
was coming back
it
after
was
an extended
relaunching.
break.
It was essentially rebooting Star Wars,
It's
and
just
I'm
like,
like,
here's
this
everything
fits,
you
this is
loved.
good. This I like this. It
And
made
then
me
they went
feel
different,
comfortable.
which a lot of people hate.
Yeah, it went very
I like
different.
it though.
Very different to Nate. We can get into conversation about that too, because you weren't totally jazzed about 8.
You know what? My opinion slowly changed on that. First time I saw it, I left the theater going like, "Why didn't you answer any of my questions?"
Yeah, I felt the same way.
And then I kept thinking about it, and I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? Actually, it wasn't that bad." And then I went and saw it a second time, and this time I already kind of knew like what to expect, and I appreciated it a lot more. And I think that's what it was. The expectations built up so high on getting these questions answered, and then he doesn't answer them, and you're like, but
I probably averaged at least half an hour of Star Wars speculation videos on YouTube every single day for 2 years.
yeah,
I was pretty much devastated. I couldn't understand how I felt walking out of the theater. Everyone was like, "So what did you think?" I was like, "I need time."
yeah.
It's like I can't process
and
this right
you don't
now.
want to spoil it for him, so you're like I will remain silent. You go
Well,
see
no,
it.
the people that we went and saw it with.
Oh,
they were
with,
asking me because
yes.
everyone looked at me. It's like, Sean's the Star Wars guy. So like Shay
wearing a
and
robe.
Catherine were looking at me like, "So what'd you think? Was it everything?" I'm like, "I don't know how to feel right now. I need to go home. I need to shower. I'm sweaty. I need to think about this." But what I really did love is that there were at least 3 moments in that movie where my jaw literally dropped. Where I was like, I can't believe that just fucking happened. Snoke, if you haven't seen The Last Jedi,
Spoilers.
yeah, clearly. It's in video now. Go see it right now. Turn this off and go watch it. But Snoke getting killed, I'm just like, what in the
You know-
actual shit's happening?
You know
right
what?
now?
I kind of saw that coming as soon as he was like talking and kind of beating
Well,
up Ray.
I saw it coming, but at the same time, I'm like, nah, can't. Nah, it's not
he,
gonna happen.
He put the lightsaber next to him, and I saw it coming. I'm just like, he's totally gonna do. He's gonna like make the
Well,
lightsaber
that wasn't.
fly.
That was
But
exact.
the
That was a
Emperor
mirror
did
to
the
the
same
Emperor.
thing.
That was an Emperor mirror.
Yeah.
The Emperor did the
Yeah.
exact same. It's like, here it is.
yeah, but doesn't
Embrace your hate. He does the exact same
doesn't
thing.
she try to take it from him, but he stops her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So
that's
she
why
does.
that's what was
I know,
I think
but it
beautiful
was- it
about
was a
is
perfect
your
mirror of the other
expectations
one.
got subverted like kept on being like he's just like the Emperor. There's no way he's safe. Like he's of course he's safe. He's too powerful. He's got Kylo Ren. He's not
Well,
gonna die.
Honestly, though, I think Kylo should have just awkwardly picked him up and tried to throw him down a shaft.
It was awkward because he had one hand. Frankly, I don't know how he did it at all.
yeah, it's actually pretty badass.
Yeah.
On one hand, now that you mention that, way to go,
One hand
Vader.
and a mechanical stump, and he hucked him off the edge.
Vader over the top.
The I think people didn't like the way Luke well, it didn't like how Luke ended, I guess, basically. He ends up as a lonely hermit planet all bitter and shit, drinking green milk straight out of the tit.
He goes into he does like voice or force evaporation, whatever you want to call that.
I think we just haven't heard the end of the story, and people are upset that they don't have their answers yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's this. We've discussed this before. It's basically, it's gone to the same place as the other movies did.
Yeah.
You had Yoda in exile doing whatever the hell he wanted to do on the swamp
Yeah.
because he didn't want to be involved anymore, kind of thing. He was contemplating removing himself.
Yeah.
Luke did the exact same thing, and you didn't know what the hell was going on with the Emperor in the other 3 movies.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
literally,
True.
who the hell is this guy? He's all powerful. Okay.
Who's this?
So
rascal?
everybody freaks out that they don't know what's going on with Snoke, but
Who's this
it's the
rascal
exact same
guy?
thing.
It is different context. We've talked about it before,
Yeah.
where it's like, in the original trilogy was just like sequels to a cool space movie with laser swords and stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's like 40 years later, it's a whole different fandom, basically. Didn't even have a fandom back then. It was just moviegoers and a couple of movies, right?
Yeah.
But still, yeah, it is frustrating, especially in our fast-paced culture now, where just like you get what you want when you want it.
Yeah.
To have to like wait and,
Well,
and
but
wait
even
10 years maybe before we really even know who
well, even the
Snoke
true
is.
waiting though, it's like now it's coming down to a point where it's like every year we're expecting some sort
Yeah.
of Star Wars fix, right? We want Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, this will be the first December where there wasn't Star Wars for like 4 years.
Yeah.
This one coming. Solo's in May.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
So-
that
Yeah.
kind of shocked me. That
I
was Super
started
Bowl
really
reveal,
liking
right?
my every December Star Wars.
Was that Super Bowl that revealed that? that it
Well, it
popped
didn't
up?
reveal it. The date was known that it was going to be May. I thought it was going to get delayed.
Oh.
I thought 100% we're not going to see it in May. It's going to be delayed till
Yeah.
December. Not so much.
Well, I thought it was going to be May the 4th.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Well, it is being released on the 41st anniversary of A New Hope releasing in
Oh,
theaters. So it does have like a connection.
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend, I guess, was the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much we could talk about with The Last Jedi, too.
Well,
There are a lot of holes in that you can poke in that movie. Like, a simple one to throw out there is hyperspace as a weapon.
Hmm.
Death Star wouldn't have lasted much against something like that. And so it's just like, well, why didn't they do this back then? Like you could do that with every movie,
There is a good
you know?
clip on YouTube right now kind of explaining how The Last Jedi helped ground space combat a bit more.
Hmm.
So that's worth checking out if you can
Yeah.
find it. I can't remember the link or the name.
I've seen enough in the other direction where
Is
they're
it just
talking about
someone
it
that's
being
like
ridiculous.
breaking the fight down kind
Yeah.
of thing, and they explain like
They
this-
take
this
well
is
they
a
don't
similarity to like fighting in the ocean, maybe kind of thing. Is
yeah.
that what
Well,
they
the
kinda
weird
do?
thing about space combat in Star Wars that you got to think is they still fight naval
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
It's a very naval battle. They're not doing it in 3 dimensions. They're doing it on a plateau. This is the level that they're fighting on.
Yeah, there's an up and down.
Yeah.
You don't see
There's-
ships flying upside down for no reason.
Yeah, they
You
could
know?
be. There's no reason that they don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, they're fighting it as if there is land down there somewhere.
Yeah.
And they have an up and down orientation. We can't even imagine what space combat would be like. Although we just started, Christina and I just started watching Battlestar Galactica. It's probably a lot closer.
to
It's
what
interesting.
it would be
Yeah.
realistically.
Yeah, because they go a long way, I think, in that show to make things seem believable. Like, there's no sound when it's an outside scene in space. Basically, it's just like silent. It's like, wow, this is
cool.
awkward.
That is- there's certain movies that have used that very well too, where it's like chaotic, and then space, and it's just silent.
Yeah.
You know what I kind of liked for Space Battles though was a lot of the stuff in the Halo books, like the Keys loop.
The great thing about a
love
book
that.
is you're making it look
Yeah,
how you
yeah,
would
true.
think it should look, and it does help a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
just,
love those
it-
Halo books.
It's generally these movies seem to stay away from a full-on space battle thing because
Yeah.
it would get very chaotic and very weird
I
seeing
think that-
different perspectives.
To always remember about Star Wars is it's not sci-fi. It's space fantasy.
Yeah,
It's none of it makes sense or is real or is logical. It's just a fun
yeah.
story with cool
one-
things.
When
No
it
one
starts having
truly knows how
problems
that
is when they
laser
start
works.
trying to ground it and make it very realistic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Metachlorians.
Exactly.
That's
Someone
the
explain
explanation.
metachlorians to me. Luke didn't talk about them.
Metachlorians.
Does that mean, he doesn't know about them? Or are they just not important?
Yeah.
It's a rare blood disease,
It makes you evil. Or good.
or very good,
It's up to you.
but it gives you wicked ass powers.
But going to Solo, yeah, I really hope we don't see just like a ton of jokes. I want it to be a really good standalone movie where it's like separate from everything else. It's just a really cool, fun. It looks like it's gonna be a fun movie
Yeah,
set
Yeah.
in space.
I was hoping for a more lighthearted thing. You got your dark undertones, but most of it
I'd have for
should
it to be lighthearted, for sure.
lighthearted.
But just not too meta. I guess
I
It's-
don't need some massive downer dark. This is
Yeah,
I mean, Solo wasn't like that, and well, I guess Han Solo could be like that. He's just hiding
you
it.
dark
He's
moments.
hiding it.
honestly, Rogue One
Go
was
deeper.
good as a darker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More,
You don't need them all to be
more
like that.
gritty.
Yeah.
And yeah, Han Solo should be a little bit more of a fun times. Like this is kind of my origin. Like, and I know everyone's like, it's like I don't want all these things. Like I don't necessarily want to see the Kessel Run, but it'd be interesting just to mention it.
Yeah.
Like maybe when they're hiring him, there's just like, dude, are you the kid that did the Kessel Run?
I
They'll
think we
probably
Or
will.
say-
just have him brag about it more in the movie. That's fine.
I think we do see that because I think one of the planets they've shown in pre-production is Kessel.
Oh, is it?
It seems like it's. I don't think it's confirmed, but there's like a lot of speculation
So
that
I
we've
think-
seen it in certain behind the scenes
You
stuff.
think they're gonna actually show the race, like, or him winning it?
That might be, what all the tentacles are flying through.
Maybe that's
That
it.
could be the Kessel Run,
Ah.
and it's not so much about like the reason why, because parsecs are always like that thing is it distance, is it time? If it is distance, and that's the way they go with it, that could be the shortcut to do the Kessel Run is through all the nebula with the big nebula eating monsters, and so
nebula
that could be it that we see them doing the Kessel Run basically.
Want to see some real life space whales.
I think those are basically them because those whales had tentacles.
Yeah, they did.
That might be them. I don't know. And I love that. If those are them, and that's like this is the live
That
action
tie-in.
version, it's like I love tie-ins to when they
The
do
expanded
that.
universe
Oh,
that is
yeah.
not just live action.
Yeah,
Was
absolutely.
that from the which
Rebels.
anime? Was that Rebels?
Yeah.
Didn't they
Don't-
also?
You haven't seen Rebels
No,
enough?
I've
or-
seen
Don't-
Rebels. I remember seeing it, but I couldn't remember if it was
Alright,
Clone
there's
Wars
space
or not.
whales and rebels.
Yes. Yeah.
That's as far as we want to go
Yeah.
with that.
you
There will
gotta
be people
finish
that have
all
not
of
seen it.
season 4.
And they can travel through hyperspace.
Yes.
Yes. And that's early on in Rebels, you know that. But they come back. That's all I'm saying. They're featured more in Rebels, and you should watch all of Rebels.
Yeah.
Before you see
haven't
Solo.
It was an
I haven't
excellent.
seen it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably a good place to end.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close.
Going with the Solo.
Just to cap it off, yeah, I just don't want to see like all the things we know about Han Solo all in one movie. Like, I don't want to see, Boba Fett. I don't want to see it's like, oh, this is how he got his blaster. This is how he got his vest. This is
Yeah.
how he got his pants. Like, all these things that we see as iconic Han Solo now, we see them because we've been seeing them for 40 years. Back then, it'd be like, he's shopping at Walmart and he found a vest, and that's it. That's how he got his vest. It doesn't matter, Let's not get too into it, I guess. And I don't think they will, but they might.
I wonder if we're gonna actually see him meet Chewie, or if he's gonna just
Already
be
happy with
friends.
Chewie, yeah. That's another thing too. It's like, how many origin stories is this going to be in one?
Yeah.
Is there a novel or expanded universe thing that touches on the life debt thing already?
It was Legends. So
it's
there's not a new one.
in it.
hmm I would still love that to be how they meet, where he because from the trailer that he was at least interested in the Imperial Academy, whether or not he was an Imperial pilot for a while or not. If he did break Chewie out, and that's how they became friends, and Chewie's like, shit, my whole planet got destroyed by Vader, and you saved me, and our species has some kind of a Jar Jar Binks thing going on here.
And he says that all with just one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, gotcha. That would be cool. I'm okay with seeing basically Chewie in the Kessel Run, since I already pretty much have convinced myself that's what we're gonna see.
Yeah.
If we see much
and
more,
this-
I don't know.
This is talking about that expectations, right?
I know.
What if you don't see
I'm
any
trying
of this,
not
and it's
to,
gonna be
but
completely
it's-
different? You'll be walking out of there again, going like, just give me time.
I dream in Star Wars, so I can't not think about it. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's a good hour. I think we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks for joining us today, Corey.
Thank you for having me here.
We had to do a little bit of technical magic doing to make it all work, but I think it's gonna work out fine. Thanks
All right.
again to Chris. Week 4 weeks in a row.
Yes.
We're rocking this thing.
I quit.
Shit.
Oh no!
Next week, Sean Solo.
The Solo story. Yeah,
Solo.
Star Wars story.
The solo story. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I think you can find this on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and I think there was one more podcast service. Go to all of them and subscribe to them, whether you use them or not. It'll help us out. Definitely give it a thumbs up, though, and leave a comment. Let us know how much you hate it or how much you love it. Okay. See you next week.
You stay classy, San Diego.